All right, guys. Hey, what's going on? We're back again. I know it's been a while since I've got a bat rep out, but today we're doing something different. We're doing a Grimdark Future firefight solo game. Um, I'm going to be using the solo rules for this one. I did one, play test for Grimdark Future firefight solo, and it went pretty good. It's pretty much the exact same, just some different wordings of some different special rules and stuff like that. But anyway, but I really wanted to try out my new Human Defense Force models I just painted. So we're going to be using the Grimdark Future firefight solo rules today. After this one, for the next one, I might switch it up to something else. I might try some different scenarios and different missions. I might even try doing maybe some Star Quest or some Age of Fantasy Quest. I am working on some other things, a lot of projects. I'm working on getting some of my Saurian Star Host done, so maybe they can go up against the Human Defense Force, because right now I was going to wait to do this until I had the Saurian Star Host done, but I was going through one of my old boxes and I realized I had these Skullforge Studio alien bug models I used for a Helldivers diorama a while back. I have pictures of that on my Instagram. If you want to go check that out, I'll have the link below. But I had these guys and I was like, whoa, I wonder if I could make a alien hives list out of these models I have. And sure enough, I was able to. So I'm going to pit them against my Human Defense Force. So that's what, I've been working on. I've been working on my Human Defense Force. I actually I got a 3D printer recently, and I printed a full HDF 2000 point army. So maybe I'll do an army showcase of that later. And then I printed out 300 points of Star Host to go against my Human Defense Force. And I've also been working on my Duchies of Vinci, making a 1500 point army for that. So maybe once I get that Duchies of Vinci army finished up, I might do a full scale Age of Fantasy battle report. We'll see what the kind of time I have and all that. But anyway, so let's get into these armies. So we got the Human Defense Force versus Alien Hives. Sorry they don't have bases or anything like that. I'm just gonna do my best to measure fairly during the game. They were used for a diorama, but I think they look pretty good. I did a quick, easy paint job on these guys a while back, so I think they look good for bugs. Anyway, so we'll get into these army lists here. All right, so this is the Human Defense Force. I'm going to be playing as the Human Defense Force today. I know last time I did a solo game, I rolled off randomly just so it was fair. But today, I want to test out my new Human Defense Force. I love the look of this new one-page rules. If you didn't know, these are the official one-page rules Human Defense Force line. I painted it up in like a desert scheme. But anyway, I love these models. I think they look so cool. They have so many cool inspirations from a lot of different stuff, and I just love the style. But anyway, we're gonna get into the list here. This is 295 points. Both lists are 295 points. So what we have for the list, we'll start off over here. We have two grunt robots. They're just based, they're quality 5, defense 5, but they have good shots, so they'll be hitting on 4s when they shoot. And they have the robot rule. So the robot rule means when you fail a morale test, instead of being shaken, you roll for how many wounds you have. So these guys have 1, they roll 1 dice. On a 1 to a 3, they take a wound instead of being shaken. So I guess it's a little bit of morale mitigation. It's not as good. Robot is not as good in the skirmish games, the firefight and Age of Fantasy skirmish, but it is what it is. I love these models, so I'll be using them in this game. I brought 2 of them. And then right next to them, I have my Human Defense Force company leader. I equipped him with a sniper rifle and heavy armor. So he's got defense 1. I would give him stealth gear. That's another option, but the army I'm playing against has no shooting, so it wouldn't have made sense. So instead I give him defense +1. And then he's got his sniper rifle, 30-inch range, 2 attacks, AP1 reliable, so he's hitting on 2s. So it'll be quality 4, defense 4, tough 3. And then his ability is battle drills, so he can give him and up to 3 friendly models within 12 furious until the end of the round whenever he activates. So I can give what we're gonna do next. What we're gonna do next is these ogre robots. These ogre robots are quality 4, defense 3 because of their shields. These guys painted up so nice. I really like how they came out. Sorry if the camera's a lot of focus. Anyway, they have 3 attacks with their axes at AP2 and 1 attack with their shield at AP nothing. But they're furious base, right? So if I give both of them that extra furious, instead of, you know, dealing an extra hit on a 6, they'll be dealing an extra hit on a 5 or a 6. So they have a potential to put out a lot of good AP attacks, both of them. Again, they're tough 3, so pretty solid units. They're gonna be, you know, my objective pushers, my combat guys. And then lastly, just because I like these models, I got a sapper with a fusion rifle. Let me just make sure. Yep, fusion rifle. It's gonna be 12-inch range, 1 attack, AP4, deadly 3. So he will be able to one-shot potentially those tough 3 models. So that's the human defense force. The ogre robots also have the robot rule. So same thing as the grunts. Here's the list, my company leader, all his stuff, the grunts, sapper, and then the ogre robot. All right, so that's the human defense force. All right, so next here we have the alien hives. It's a 5-unit squad, but they are all tough 3. Yeah, I know these little guys, you know, probably shouldn't be tough 3, but it was the only way I could get this list to 300 points with the models I had. So these guys are going, the little guys up front are hive warriors. I just took them standard. I'm gonna say they're tough 3 because they got this hard, you know, this hard shell on them. So we'll say that's the reason they're tough 3. But they're quality 4, defense 4. They're fearless, and they have 4 attacks apiece, razor claws, but nothing else. It's just 4 attacks, no AP, no rending, nothing like that. So they are just bodies to soak up wounds, soak up shots. And then behind them, I have 2 veteran warriors I'm bringing in. They are going to be equipped with 2 slashing blades apiece, so 4 attacks at AP1 and rending. They're quality 4, defense 4, tough 3. And then I gave them regeneration and ambush and flying. Ambush is a little weird in the solo rules, so I'm going to maybe modify it a little bit just so it makes the most sense, because it says ambush, just follow the deployment styles. But does that mean that you would just deploy in your own deployment zone for your ambush models? So I'm gonna change that up a little bit. I think I'm just gonna section off the board into 4 or 6 sections and then roll a dice, and whatever section I roll, that's where they'll be popping up, you know, within 9 inches away. But anyway, this is it. This is the whole list for the alien hives. Only 2 different unit types, but so far they have won. I played 1 game against me and my wife played a game. She played these guys and they whooped me, and then I played a solo game and I ended up getting a tie. So we'll see how this solo game goes. Maybe I can pull out a victory, who knows. But anyway, we'll get into the board and the mission, and yeah, we'll see you there. All right, so this is the board we're gonna be playing on. We're gonna be doing the standard mission, so D3 plus 2 objectives. If you're unsure how objectives and deployment work in a solo game, go check out my first video I made about solo rules. I went into a little bit more depth about that, but to save time here, I'm just gonna go straight into it. But this is, I'm just showing you guys the board. It's a 3x3, so smaller, but we have The recommended size is 4x4, but I think, you know, 3x3 works fine. It's worked fine for me. But anyway, so just instead of a 12-inch deployment zone, we have 6-inch deployment zone on either side, marked by these die. So yeah, so this, I don't have a lot of sci-fi terrain. Again, these are my first sci-fi models, sci-fi factions I've made. So I just kind of use more of my generic fantasy terrain to maybe just look like a foresty planet or something like that. So I'm gonna get into the objectives, and then I'm gonna get into deployment, and we'll see where we end up. All right, rolling for objectives real quick. How many? So 4 objectives. All right, we're gonna place them, and then I'm gonna deploy, and then I'll show you guys what we look like. All right, so this is the board after deployment. I know these bugs kind of blend in, but we're gonna go over to, each side's deployments and our objectives. So objectives, we ended up getting 4. One objective ended up here, and these rocky hills are gonna be difficult terrain. Any hill with like a rock on it is gonna be difficult, but it will give you elevation to get more line of sight. These won't be difficult, these smaller hills. These will be impassable. You can't walk over them unless you're flying, right? The forest, again, you can walk through them, but they're gonna be difficult. And then I'm gonna house rule if a character wants to jump off one of these jagged edges of these hills, they're going to have to take a difficult terrain check instead of the falling check, just so I can have some difficult terrain and keep it a little more simple. And to just, you know, have a little more variety. Anyway, so the deployment style, the alien hives ended up deploying on this side. And remember, only 3 of their units are in ambush. These 2 guys are coming in the second round as ambushers. So alien hives deployed a hive warrior here, outside of difficult terrain, and then 2 hive warriors over here, close to this objective. So we have an objective here. I have my sapper, a grunt robot, ogre robot, my sniper captain getting ready to come up on this hill, another grunt, and the other ogre. We have an objective here, 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 and here. So that's the board. We're going to get into turn 1. Human Defense Force is going to take the first turn. So the first move I'm going to take is I'm going to go with my sniper captain. He's going to give Furious to 3 friendly models within 12. So I'm going to give it to this ogre, that ogre, and this grunt. And then I'm going to move my 6 inches, not the full 6, but I'm going to pop up on this hill. Okay. I'm going to pop up on this hill, and I'm going to take 2 shots into this hive warrior right here. All right, so I'm needing 2s. That's 2 hits. That hive warrior has a 4-up save, but it goes to 5 up with the AP1. He saves 1. All right, so he's gonna take 1 wound. All right. The AI's first activation is actually this hive warrior, so he's going to rush up 12 because he has no shooting and he has nobody in charge, so he's just gonna rush up to this objective and tag it. That's where he ends up. All right, my next go, I'm gonna go with my sapper over here. I forgot to mention this when we were going over the army list, but he has a special rule called Relentless. So when he uses a hold action and shoots, and if he rolls an unmodified roll of a 6, it deals 1 extra hit. But his only 12-inch range. He's out of 12-inch range I just measured. So I'm gonna move my 6 to come tag this objective, and then I'm gonna put my 1 shot hitting on 5s into this hive warrior here. Needing a 5. And I got that. So that's gonna be 1 attack, AP 4, deadly 3. So hive warrior's needing a 6. Rolls a 2. All right, so he's up to 4 wounds now. And that is the first shot, I think, in the 2 other games I played that he's hit. So wound effect, nope, he is just shaken. So if you're unfamiliar with the wound effect, a tough 3 model, you take the amount of wounds it's taken plus the roll. If it equals 8, he's dead. So 4 plus 3 is 7, so he is not dead. All right, on to the AI. It was a good shot from the sapper. All right, next AI activation was this hive warrior. And he's also just gonna run up 12 to right there. All right, my next activation, I'm actually going to activate my grunt robot over here. He's gonna move 6 inches up. He wants to get close. And he's gonna actually take a pot shot hitting on force at this wounded hive warrior in force. He hits. All right, so hive warrior has a 4-up save. Saves it. All right, so that's my grunt robot. All right, last AI activation, it's the only one left on the board, is this hive warrior. And he's gonna move 6 inches through this difficult terrain to tag this objective. Oh. All right, that's gonna be the AI. All right, I have 3 activations left. I'm just gonna do them all in one go. I forgot to mention these trees, if you're behind them, they're not line of sight blocking, but they give you cover. I'm gonna say they give you cover. And I'm gonna say if you're on one of these hills with all these rocks on them, you also get cover. So next thing I'm gonna do, my grunt robot from where he's sitting, he can see that guy. He can see over 50% of him. So I'm gonna say he's in cover, that this alien hive. So he's gonna, my grunt robot, he might shuffle over a little bit like that. He's gonna take a shot hitting on a 4. Nope, no hits. My ogre robot is going to, he's just gonna rush up over this way. So he's within 3 of this objective to tag it. And my last ogre, he's also going to run up. He wants to stay within 12 of his leader, which that guy is too. And he will. So he's gonna actually only move up a little bit just to kind of stay a little bit in home field because he doesn't need to go all that way. So that's the end of turn 1. So we're gonna get into ambushes, and I'll go over how I'm gonna do ambushes. All right, so how well, first we'll go how the board looks. So alien hives control this objective. We control that one, this one. We also, alien hives controls this one. This guy's taking a good bit of damage. So that's, we're lucky. We got a good round of first shooting in. We'd like to maybe finish that guy off before all these ambushes come in. But we'll see what the board looks like, and I'll go into how I'm gonna do that. So according to the solo rules, it says AI units ambush on the 2nd round, and they follow the same rules as AI deployment. But the AI deployment just says you deploy in your deployment zone, and you roll, it's random. So it doesn't, like, what if it was more beneficial to deploy over there or over here behind my lines? So I'm gonna roll off. So it is still random, but I'm not gonna have it just be limited to here or here. I'm gonna have section off into 4 quarters. I'm gonna roll for each guy. Whatever I roll, I'll deploy 9 inches away from the enemy in whatever table section. So I'm gonna show you guys where they end up. All right, so this is the board after the ambushers. We had one guy pop in right here, 9 inches away from that ogre, ready to strike on these guys. Remember, these guys have flying and regen. And then another one popped in over here to help cause some trouble. So Human Defense Force is gonna go second. So we'll see what AI activates first. All right, so I rolled for this Hive veteran to activate. And so he's going to go for that objective, but it says if there's any, you draw a line to the objective, and if there's any enemy within 6 inches of that line on either side, they charge him. So he's gonna be flying, charging this ogre. So we're gonna get into this combat here. All right, so the Hive Warrior, or the Hive Veteran, sorry, has 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, AP1, and rending. Okay, so only 2 hits at AP1, no rending. So the Ogre Robot's 3 up, we'll go to a 4 up here. And he saves one of them. So he takes a wound, and now he will get to swing back. We'll have him swing back. He doesn't have his Furious though, because he did not charge. So, but he's still looking. He has 3 attacks with his axe at AP2, 1 with his shield at AP nothing. So looking for 4s. So one hit at AP2. So this Hive Warrior is looking at a 6 up. Oh my gosh, saves it. All right, Hive Warrior's gonna back up. That's their activation. All right, next I'm gonna have my sniper captain go. He's gonna first dish out his extra furious to this ogre robot, and he's gonna dish it out to this grunt here. And then he's going to position himself slightly over this way, just so he has, well, doesn't really give him much better line of sight, but better line of sight of that guy. That guy, he's behind that hill, so he'll still get some cover. But he's gonna take 2 sniper shots, hit on 2s. 2 hits. AP1, but he negates it because he's behind that little rock here. So he's looking for 4 ups. Fails 1, but he's got regen, and he makes it. All right, so no wounds taken. All right, next alien hives is gonna be this guy. Again, he's drawing line of sight or path. This ogre robot's within 6, so he is going to charge this ogre robot. He has 4 attacks. 4 attacks hitting on 4s. Oh man, this ogre robot has a 5-up save. Oh, saves 2, so it only takes 1. So it's taking 1 attack, so wound effect 4. So he is just going to be shaken. We'll see if he swings back on a 6. Nope. All right. AI always pushes, so on a 4+ he can push. Oh, he will. All right, he's gonna push him 4 inches away from that objective, or 2 inches, sorry. All right, he just got pushed back there. Next, the sapper's gonna go. He's gonna take a shot at this hive veteran, needing a 5, and he gets it. All right, so that's 1 shot at AP4 deadly 3. Okay, he fails. All right, but he has regen, so we're going to roll 3 dice for those regens. On a 5-up, he ignores them. Okay, so he's going to take 2 wounds. He's going to take 2 wounds, so that works. It's better than nothing. Next AI is going to be this hive warrior, and he's just going to move his 6 inches off this difficult terrain towards that objective. Next, I'm going to have this ogre robot charge this hive warrior. Now, he has that furious, that buffed furious. So on a 5 or a 6, he's going to be dealing double hits. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be dealing 1 extra hit at AP2 and a regular AP nothing. All right, so that's a 3, so he fails that. So he's going to take 1 wound there, and then he needs 6s on this. So no, he takes 3 wounds. So he's going to have to take this wound check. Okay, and he's just shaken. So he's going to be just shaken for now. He's hitting back on 6s now. Looks like nothing. All right. And he's just going to push back. The next AI is going to be this hive veteran. He's going to use his flying ability to get and hit this sapper, try and take him out. He's got 4 attacks hitting on 4s, AP1 rending. Ooh, only 1 hit for him. 6-up save, nothing. Wound effect. All right, so he's just gonna be shaken, and then he's gonna try and push him, and he's gonna push him back. The ledge. Oh, that was him hitting back. Now he's pushing back. That ledge is not high enough for this model to like fall down it, so he's just gonna push him back off the objective. All right, next my grunt robot is gonna circle around here to hopefully get a shot off at that hive, that shaken hive warrior, maybe finish him off. And he hits. All right, 4-up save. Oh, he doesn't save it. So this hive warrior goes up to 4 wounds. He's going to have +1 of this because he's shaken. And so he's going to be taken out. That's going to equal way above 8. So that hive warrior's done. Way to go. Grunt robot coming in clutch. Okay, and the next AI, this guy's just going to unshake. I'm going to unshake my grunt. And then I'm going to charge my ogre robot into this guy. I believe I'm needing 6s here. So nothing. All right, cool. And then he's hitting back, also needing 6s. Oh, 2 6s. All right. So I'm saving on 6s. Oh boy, saved. No wound check needed because I only take 1 wound. All right, I'm just going to push back. All right, so that's the end of round 2. It was a brutal round, a little more combat going in. that objective's contested. This one is, well, currently under control of the AI. We did kill one hive warrior, which is good. He is weakened. This hive veteran is weakened. So are my guys, though. So right now the score is, it's 2-0 right now. So we'll see. But anyway, turn 3, start turn 3. This is the AI that activated. He's charging in to this ogre robot. 4 attacks, needing 4s. Oh boy, 6s are rending. So he is going to have those AP4 attacks. So that one, ooh, we fail the AP1. Now these are AP4. Oh, we fail them both. So just like that, our ogre robot has taken 3 wounds. He is at his threshold. Wound effect. Okay, thank goodness. He's just shaken. All right, now we can hit back on 6s. All right, we get 1 hit at AP2, so this is going to be a 6-up save. He's already got 2 wounds. Fails it. Okay, so we could, the regen. Fails the regen, so he takes his 3rd wound. So, and he will just be shaken. So you know what? I'll take that. I will take that any day of the week. Well, I don't know how great of an exchange that was, but at least we could shake him. All right, next my sniper captain's going to go. He is going to give his battle drill ability to the following, those 2 grunts and that ogre. And then he's going to take 2 shots at this shaken hive veteran, hoping to finish him off. So we're looking for 2s, all right? 2 hits, AP1, so this is going to be a 5-up save for him. Fails them both, and then regen. He's got 5-up for regen. Fails those, so he is at 5 wounds taken, plus 1, so 6. He needs to roll a 1 to stay alive. Oh, boy. All right, so he rolls a 1. So that high veteran is sticking around. Next AI, of course, is this hive warrior. I was hoping it was going to be someone else, or this high veteran. So he's going in 4 attacks. Okay, so 2 go through at AP1. So this ogre going to need 4-up saves. Double 1s. Okay, so we are now, both ogre robots are at their wound threshold. He lives barely. If he had rolled 1 more, a 4, he would have been out. So he is just shaken, and he'll hit back, though. Needing 6s, so he hits 1. He hits 1 because he is fatigued, or he's shaken. So, and then the hive warrior saves, of course. All right, so he goes back. Oh, weird camera angle here. Sorry about that. Grunt is gonna go and take this little pot shot here. He takes it. Hits. Oh, no, missed. Okay. The hive warrior is going to charge. Ooh, hits 3 attacks. Hits 3. So we're looking at a 3-up save for my ogre, the ogre robot. Oh, and he saves all. All right, that's good. I will take that. All right, next he's hitting back on 6s. Okay, we get 1 through. 6-up save. Oh, 6-up save. These bugs are making some saves. This grunt is going to move up, and he's going to take a shot at that hive warrior. He hits. This hive warrior needs a 4-up save. Fails it. Okay, so he goes up to 5 wounds. Needs to roll a 2. Yep, that is just enough. If he had rolled 3, he would have been out. So he is just shaken. But next AI activation, he's the last one, so he'll unshake. And then I'm going to proceed to unshake my ogre, my other ogre, and my sapper. And that's the end of turn 3. We're going on to turn 4. AI controls that objective out there. Contested. This one we control because that guy is shaken, that high veteran, and they control that one. So it is 2-1 right now. 2-1 going into the 4th round. We'll see if we can try and pull something out. So first move, AI, this hive warrior activated. He's going to swing on my ogre. Hitting 3. Again, this guy has been hitting. We need 3s to save. Okay, we saved them all. Great. I'm going to swing back, hopefully try and do some damage. So I hit 2. Reroll that one. I was cocked. All right, so I have 1 at AP nothing, 1 at AP 2. Okay, saves the AP nothing, and he saves the AP 2. Okay, so no damage done. My grunt is going to go contest. He's going to go sit on this objective, contest it. He's going to take a shot into that guy right in front of him. Hits. All right, 4 up. Oh, the Hive Warrior saves. All right, next Alien Hive is going to be this Hive Warrior. So he's going to charge that grunt. Hitting on 4s, only 1 hits. 5 up save for the grunt. Fails. Okay, so he's at 2 wounds. 2 plus 3 is 5, so he's just shaken. So that's it's better than being dead. All right, swung back on a 6, didn't make it. Warrior's going to push him back to there. He rolled 4+. All right, next my sniper captain's going to go. And he could go and he's going to give his fierce out. He could go over that way to maybe contest that other objective, but then he'd be shooting through cover. And this way, he really wants to finish that guy off. So he only hits 1. So, and then he saves it. So no damage done. Next, of course, is this Hive Veteran going. He hits 2, 1 at AP 4, so 6 up. Nope. 4 up. Okay, we got that one. So he's going to go up to 5 wounds, and then we are going to see what the wound effect is. 4 plus 5 is 9, so above 8. So that Ogre Robot is done. He's dead, and now the Hive Veteran will just consolidate. Next, I'm going to have my Ogre Robot. I'm going to make a play for this far objective here. Hopefully I can wipe out this weakened Hive Warrior. I need to do some wounds. And so I have that double fury, so 5s and 6s are doing extra hits. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to have 2 at AP nothing and 2 at AP 4 with that roll. Nope, both fail. So that will put him above, and then he fails another one. So that pretty much auto kills him. I'm still going to just roll just to see. I don't think I did, actually. Okay, anyway. Killed that Hive Warrior, contested that objective, or now control that objective. All right. That grunt was shooting at that Hive Warrior. So he took a wound, and so... yeah, it doesn't matter. He's done. So he took a wound, so put him at 6 wounds, plus 1, 7. So even if he rolled 1, it would equal 8. He'd be dead. Next, my last activation of the game, my Sapper's going to move up, try and kill that guy, even though it won't matter because we have no one contesting that, but he's going to see. Nope, he misses. All right, so that is the end of the game. So we ended up controlling, we ended up taking this objective, taking that one. We ended up clearing out that side of the board. Alien Hives, though, we never were able to get to that back one, and they took that other one near our deployment. So the end score is 2-2. Oh, and also, the Alien Hives would have to take morale, but we have no one contesting any of the objectives. So even if they both failed it, this score would still be the same. So I'm not even gonna roll for it. Now, if I had a guy on that objective, I'd definitely roll for it because maybe then they become shaken, and then I steal it. But anyway, end of the game, it turns out to be 2-2. So that was a fun solo game. I could have done stuff better, and
so
maybe
yeah,
I missed some
was
things here, but I just had
Hives
fun and
versus
it was
Human
a good time.
Defense Force. I hope you like it. About midway through, I had to switch to no audio. I can. My son sleeps in the next room, and he started waking up, so I had to be quiet. So that's why it was recorded over. I just took the footage. I'm recording the audio for it after. That's why it's a little weird halfway through. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I think I'm going to do an army showcase of the Human Defense Force. And definitely once I get those Saurians finished, I might do another bat rep. Maybe I'll do a solo. Maybe I'll do a modified solo. Maybe I'll just play against myself. But I do like the solo rules because it gives you that level of you don't know who's gonna go next. You know, you have to plan for, oh crap, I don't know who's going next. You know, but if I'm playing as myself, I know what I'm gonna do next, and so it kind of it takes that little bit of excitement out of it. But I really like OPR solo rules. I think they're fun. They're simple. You know, you're not going to get any crazy competitive games out of it. Like, I mean, but that one was good. I ended up barely getting a tie out. With the solo, I always play against a harder opponent, stack their list better. My list was kind of just models I liked. I really liked the look. I liked the flavor. I love those ogre robots. I don't think I utilized them the best. Those ambushes were pretty good. Those big guys were good, but the alien hive, the veteran warriors, those AP1 rending attacks really are the death of those ogre robots. I could have used my sniper leader a little more, a little better. I'm surprised that sapper did hit a shot, and he did do a lot of damage. But I mean, the skirmish versions, firefight and Age of Fantasy skirmish, playing against a army with all tough 3, that ends up being a little hard, especially when these guys, they each put out 4 attacks. Tough 3, it's hard to kill them, especially when your guys are only putting out 1, 2 attacks. I mean, I had the ogres putting out a good amount of attacks. But other than that, like, not a lot. But anyway, I had some fun today. I hope you like the board. Maybe I'll try and get some more sci-fi terrain and a sci-fi mat. And again, I'm working on finishing up my Duchies of Vinci fantasy army. So I'll probably do an army showcase, and maybe I'll pit them against my Chivalrous Kingdoms, and maybe we'll see. I also am thinking about doing like a narrative campaign, going back and forth between skirmish, maybe quest with some heroes in the army, and then the full-fledged game. I have some ideas, but those are way off in the future. I got a lot of stuff to get done, and life is busy. But thanks for watching. Hope you guys like it. Let me know what you want to see next. If you want to see a specific faction, I have a couple other factions I have. Just put it in the comments, and maybe I have it, and if I don't, maybe I'll print something out and paint it up, put them on the tabletop. But anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next time.